There's been some amazing moments that we've had on this show. Epic moments. We're gonna do some of our favorite moments from the show and we're gonna categorize them.
Got it.
Great. The enthusiasm is so wild. Can we at least put in clapping from the live studio audience? All right, we're gonna do top 5 fist fights out of these, and there's 9. There's 8. Public school educated. Thank you. So we have Bull in the bar brawl. That was pretty epic. That's season 2, where we bring the bull into the bar.
Season 2, episode 1, baby. We're at the Yellowstone. No one's gonna mess with us.
Rip fights Fred. That's season 1. It was okay, but it's one of the first fights we saw from the show.
Yeah, but it's not much of a fight. It's a beatdown.
Bar brawl.
It was like a melee, bordering on a Roadhouse-style fight.
Beth versus Summer.
So what we've got here is we've got Beth solving problems by beating the shit out of Summer.
Rip fights Casey.
It's the 2 badasses on the show.
Arena.
Who are the 2 toughest characters on the show fighting each other?
So,
can't beat it.
Biker brawl.
That was a rough day.
I slept pretty well that night. I definitely had a lavender bath. Lloyd versus Walker Bunkhouse.
That's absolutely top 5.
Lloyd throws a knife, which is pretty cool.
And then we have Lloyd versus Walker Arena. Also a very interesting one.
I mean, that was just brutal.
We're gonna have to kill our darlings, though. Only one of those is going in the top 5.
Yeah. Okay, what's out? What do we know is not gonna be in it? Because there's 8 here, so we know 3 of them don't make it.
I think.
So which ones do we cross out?
Fred, I think it's iconic because he's got that line, so that's out.
Okay, so Rip fights Fred is out.
Yeah.
You wanna fight somebody, you come fight me. I'll fight you all goddamn day.
I think Lloyd and Walker in the arena is also out.
Yeah, because Rip fighting Casey is also in the arena, and that's
right.
out.
And
So
you're canceling. If you're gonna pick an arena, you gotta have
Lloyd versus
So
Walker's
Lloyd
out.
versus Walker Arena is out.
The only painless way to learn this lesson is to watch it.
And then
Great.
I think that Bar Brawl 503 is less interesting than Bull in the Bar Brawl.
I agree.
So I think we lose Bar Brawl
Is that
503. Does that feel fair to you?
It does feel fair, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Bar Brawl 503 is also out.
Right.
Okay, so now we have 5. To me, based off of this, I feel like Biker Brawl is number 5.
I think Bull in the Bar.
I tend to agree with that.
So you guys are taking
Bull in the
5?
Bar's dope, but that's the least of the 5.
Okay.
What the fuck, you son of a bitch? Take that, motherfucker!
Okay, number 4. I would take Beth versus Summer. I don't know that was
I think we go back to Biker Brawl. I think the interpersonal fights are way
better.
more-
I agree about that, but I think it's Lloyd versus Walker Bunkhouse is
Yeah,
number
but he
4.
stabbed him and tried to kill him. I thought that was
The
insane.
Biker Brawl, though, was such a, juicy, it was so visceral.
Okay, I'll acquiesce here. Okay, that's fine. Let's do 4 for Lloyd and Walker.
Hey, God damn it, no fighting! No fighting, that's the rule!
So 3, Beth and Summer, that was...
Yeah, I think we go Biker Brawl 3, because a second ago we were arguing about whether it was
I agree.
4. Biker Brawl 3.
Yeah.
And now I'm rooting for us to sneak up there to 2.
No.
You have something about Beth versus Summer.
No, I don't have a problem with it, but what do you call it? Iconic? Like when people look back on the show and they go, let's talk about the most iconic fights, are they gonna say Beth and Summer?
Biker Brawl is pretty iconic.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the problem. Yeah.
I
That's what I'm
think
saying.
Beth and Summer's higher than the Biker Brawl.
Okay, well look at us. All of a sudden our scene is becoming one of the most iconic scenes.
I just know this is like the Olympics. If you make it to the Olympics at all, that's incredibly
Well, no, now we've
impressive.
medaled. No,
Now-
our
yeah, that's
Biker
a
Brawl,
good point, yeah.
we're on the podium. Because if
Yeah.
you don't get to the podium, unfortunately, we'll see you in 4 years.
Yeah, what are you, the 10th
Okay,
fastest
so-
person in the world? Not impressive.
You leave now, or you never leave. I'll bury you where you fucking stand.
All right. I mean, it's fine.
That's good.
I think we could have been silver at least, but yeah, it's fine. So you guys are saying Beth versus Summers 2
I think so.
over the Biker. Okay. All right.
I like the Biker
I'm just
Brawl.
writing on the board.
I just think the personality
just
of the
here writing on
fight
the board.
makes it more interesting.
Let me get the first aid kit.
It's not as bad as it looks.
So now we have the number
Instead of just
1
bad
fight,
guys.
which I think we can all universally agree. Even when we were shooting it on the day, we're like, this is 3 days of shooting this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And they're legitimately throwing each other. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, number 1.
That fight was gnarly.
Rip fights Casey.